Love and light, my fellow dreamers. I'm back with another one. Another spoken thought. Nothing planned, nothing written. Just speaking until I enter the flow state. What is the topic that I would like to talk about today? First word that comes to mind after that question is consistency. Consistency, not in the current modern terms of discipline without direction, or discipline without self-care and self-love, but consistency in the terms of attention and focus, because ultimately motivation can only get you so far. It's like motivation.
O2 gonna be doing dietary 12.
Consistency, not in the terms of the modern day hustle culture, but in terms of focus and attention. Because ultimately, whatever you focus your attention on, or wherever your attention goes, your energy flows. And where your energy flows, you will get into situations where you repeat habits. So consistency is ultimately more focused on building the correct habits. Because once you build a habit, it becomes a part of your nature and it becomes easy. You see, the subconscious mind, perspective, whatever you want to call it, is almost like a muscle. It can build muscle memory. So once you try to do something new for the first time, try to become a newer version of yourself, it's more expensive. It takes more energy in order to put your mind to do said thing. But as it becomes more natural and as it becomes a habit, it costs less. It becomes less expensive. You get the analogy I'm trying to make? So if you're able to build habits that reflect your desired reality, that reflect the desired version of yourself that you want to become, it becomes less expensive to do the actions that you know you need to do in order to be that version of yourself. See, a lot of times we know exactly what we need to do. We know exactly what steps we need to take. We know exactly what we need to stop doing in order to enter that version of ourselves. But it's too hard in the current moment to stay consistent. And that consistency in hustle culture is fueled by motivation. It's fueled by willpower. It's fueled by a false narrative of discipline and what discipline truly is. In my opinion, you need to have multiple different versions of what that action looks like to you. Because you will run into days where you don't feel like doing it. You will run into days where you have more on your plate than you did the day before. I'll give an example. One of my core habits that I want to integrate in my life more frequently and more consistently would be waking up at 5 a.m. Because I find a different level of peace and clarity in those moments of stillness, and I'm able to feel like I am more productive. When I wake up and I do my little routine and I get done what I need to get done, I just feel better throughout the day. But I know there's times where I need that extra sleep. I need that extra rest. So instead of beating myself up like, oh, this is 2 days, 3 days in a row, I didn't wake up at 5 a.m., I'm doing bad, you start doubting yourself and you get into a repeated loop of feeling like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And ultimately, that keeps you in that rut for longer. Is that beneficial? Or would it be more beneficial to cut yourself slack? And in that, still have structure. You have the optimal, the one under optimal. I don't have any terms for this. You could tell this is freestyle. But optimal, the one under optimal, and then the least optimal. So on my tired days where I don't have the energy to do nothing, this is the bare minimum I want to do. And make it easy. It could be make your bed. Do 50 push-ups. Whatever it may be, clean your room. And then to step up from that, do 100 push-ups. Instead of do a mile run, take a cold splash when you do eventually wake up. And then you have your best version. Wake up at 5 a.m., do your journaling, do your yoga, do your workout, eat this, eat that, do this, do that. And now you see how that can trickle down. So when you ultimately have days where you don't have as much energy, you still have a bare minimum that you feel comfortable with. So that's my definition of consistency. The ability to create habits that make it easy, that make it less energetically expensive to be the version of yourself that you want to be. And having empathy and compassion for yourself when ultimately motivation and discipline and willpower run low. Make it easy for yourself. There are no trophies for difficulty. And we live in a society where people worship the outcome. Why make it harder than it needs to be? Love and light.